Welcome to Epic Tales and Critical Fails, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remastered podcast. Prepare for adventure, terror, and the occasional use of bad language. We're a rules-light podcast. We don't agonize over the rules because, quite frankly, there's a lot of them, and we will get them wrong occasionally, so be kind. We're also using hero points slightly differently. No one gets them at the beginning of a session. Instead, the players accrue them during the game, and they can have a maximum of 3 at any one time. But if the worst happens, they have to spend them all to stay alive.
I'm Laura, and I play Katarra, a sneaky, stealthy sailor, or pirate, depending on your point of view.
I'm Lucy, and I play Bethilde, landlady of the Wandering Barnacle and grandmotherly gnome.
I'm Mike, and I play Bertie Bunce, halfling cleric of Pharasma.
I'm Maddy, and I play Minesh Adon, a tempestuous root leshy of death.
I'm Kyle, I play the vastly knowledgeable and cunningly clever Xander Dante.
And I'm Michael, I'm your GM, and I play everybody else. We left our group of newly acquainted misfits in the house of one Drent Thatcheval. Having heard his name from Barnaby Strucker, the investigator that you'd all been looking for, and learning that you'd all been having strange dreams, you decided to get together and investigate why the clockwork brewer ran amok in the Grand Bazaar. Your lead was this charlatan and gnome, Drent Thatcheval. You broke into his house at the second time of asking, after announcing yourselves and attracting the attention of the neighborhood. And after making your way deeper into the house, you encountered a creature called an echotomata, which was part clockwork, part unfortunate Ayuvaran, who may or may not have been the cleaner. As we left off, Xander, you were standing over the fallen body of this mangle of flesh and clockwork.
Looking at this creature, but almost through it. An echotomata. It's meant to be a purely theoretical idea, and the mere thought was scrapped because how evil it was deemed on its own. It's a truly diabolical creation. Its automata and flesh ripped apart and meshed together, clearly to the detriment of the poor woman whose body this previously belonged to. I can't easily see where the machinery begins and the tissue ends. Whoever did this was exceedingly cruel, if not brilliant in a macabre way. We can only hope that she was given the gift of death before her gruesome transformation, although given her last words, I don't think this is the case.
As Xander says that, the rest of you sort of all look. It's like, fair point.
Just agrees, and is just looking at it like abomination.
Yeah, there's nothing brilliant about the creation of something like this.
Bethilde's already out the door because she was not doing so well.
Yeah, Bethilde's at the front door, at which point Tuppence has
you
sat
would
down.
notice that if you guys continue towards the front door, that the picture may have disappeared.
Yeah, there's a snail at the front door currently with a picture strapped to its back.
I think what Xander meant by it being brilliant was more about how it, has been made possible, but not necessarily for a good reason.
Please understand, it was purely theoretical. This shouldn't be possible.
That's what I mean. It's admiration, even if somewhat misplaced.
Also, abomination, as Minesh said.
Yep, abomination.
It definitely looked like an abomination to me. Tuppence is binding his wounds in the corner as he sort of wraps a bandage around his arm. He's like, well, yep, but it's no longer anything. I think it's more a sort of a kind of abomination now because it's been pretty well and truly quartered.
While you have those bandages out, Tuppence, would you mind treating some wounds?
Why not?
I'll try treating Bethilde's wounds as well.
That I failed. You have to wait an hour.
Tuppence.
Sorry.
Whilst you're bandaging, can I have a look around, see if there's anything
Roll a perception check.
creepy going around?
I'm not sure if you will be able to heal Bethilde if she's like by the front door unless you go.
You have to wander and go
I'll
and
have
fetch
gone
Bethilde.
after her. Yeah.
I could do some healing with mud.
Oh, yes, I could just go for a mud mask. That sounds delightful.
You notice that there's a pair of swords on a wooden mount a pair of crossed rapiers on a wooden mount above the fireplace. Otherwise, you don't really notice anything else in the room.
For detect magic on him, is there anything pinging, or is he just...
One of them pings.
Okay. In which case, we'll be able to reach up, take it gently off, and examine it a bit further.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
Minesh gets some mud together and puts it over your face and like nicely rubs it in, if a bit rough because of the material of her hands, and nothing happens.
Oh, that's delightful. Oh, yes, I feel younger already.
Wait.
Oh, thank you.
Why are
I
we
better
having
look, I better look interesting.
I thought we were breaking and entering. Now it's turned into a spa retreat.
That sounds like jealousy to me.
No,
Minesh-
just confusion.
Minesh tried to do treat wounds and I rolled a 3, so I'm just putting mud on your face.
With your natural 20 on your Arcana check, you know it's a +1 rapier. It's got a potency rune on it.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, you got something in your throat.
So whilst seeing to your wounds, I do point out to the group we probably don't want to hang around here too long.
That's a good point, Bertie.
Yeah,
No, we
but-
need to find out what's going on here. This is not normal. This is evil. In fact, cruel.
Have we not collected evidence? I think it's time we leave the property.
Have we collected evidence?
We don't quite know.
I've collected some evidence.
I mean, you've collected a painting. That's different.
We don't quite know what's created this or caused this, and surely we want to prevent any further aberrations or abominations from being created, so it's worth investigating the rest of the house.
In the words of the great kobold detective, Gnome Lock Sherlock, there is no trail to follow. We just have a body.
Well,
To be gnome shit Sherlock.
No, that was his brother.
we might not need to follow a trail if we just wait for the homeowner to return.
That suggests the homeowner isn't already dead.
He's been missing for a week. Normally people are dead within 48 hours.
I mean, that's very grim statistic. Normally people are dead by the end of the plank, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
I mean, when they fall off the ship, they kind of fall into the water, and then, we chum it, and the sharks turn up, and
I know, Tuppence. I've been on a ship all of my
it's a
life.
great technique for boarding. You chum the waters, get the sharks.
Anyway, don't have to react to that.
Chilaxian and their devils feed the sharks.
Well, I don't think there's many sharks here.
No, there isn't.
Fortunately.
Well, might be Shalaxian devils. We don't know. But
They
I
could-
think we investigate further because again, someone here has created this thing, and I don't think it's worth just leaving halfway through. Personally,
No, I think we should carry on investigating the rest of the property.
see, I like the way you think. For that, here's a cool sword.
That's very kind of you. What does it do?
It's a magical
Stab
sword. It
strength.
has a rune in it.
+1 potency rune.
Yeah, no, Nora knows that.
Yeah, that's what he's telling you,
I
yeah.
was trying to think in game how to describe it, and I was like,
It
I
is-
don't want
it
to say
is-
+1.
It is literally a potency rune.
Yeah.
It's a weapon potency rune. So it's got the symbol for weapon potency carved into the metal.
I'm sure that will come in handy.
So you gain a +1 to your rapier attack. Tuppence, you suddenly see he hops up, having finished repairing his shield. He then goes over to the sofas and starts rummaging down the back of them. And he's like, ooh, 3 gold pieces.
Starting to think about that.
I don't think that we're going to find much evidence at the back of the sofa, Tuppence.
No, but I did find loose change.
Yes, but we have bigger fish to fry.
Here, hold on to it for me. He flips you the coins.
And I catch them.
Yep.
Is there a bookshelf or anything nearby which may have a secret door attached
There is
to
a
it?
living wood table and benches. There is a fireplace, some armchairs, and there's a hallway that extends to the east, down which you can see, as you peer down it, a door which you believe leads outside, and 2 doors, one to the north and one to the south, that seem to lead into adjacent rooms. One of them is very narrow, so you're talking about a 5-foot wide room at the rear of the house. The other one, you have no idea of the size. But you can just see how the wall extends 5 foot and runs along the length of that particular hallway.
And Katarra check the fireplace to see if it's recently been used.
You go over to the fireplace and you realise immediately that it's the middle of summer.
Well, you didn't tell me that, so.
So
We have been told the months and everything previously.
Yes, but I don't know what month is summer.
it's
and what month
you're in
is...
the equivalent of July. You're in Erastus.
All right, well,
So it's summer. Yeah, and it's sunny. So the fire grate hasn't been used.
I don't know. She seems kind of pale. I'm pretty sure she's not going to know when like
She's never
much
seen
about
the
summer.
sun.
I
Yeah.
have seen the sun.
I mean, there's
very
plenty of
much.
sun on the ocean waves.
Exactly, you have to be very careful not to get burned.
You
Yes.
do, definitely.
Right. Where are we
you
going?
talking about my skin?
I mean, look, that our friend Minesh over here has kind of got a really good beauty regime going for Bethilde, so maybe she can give you some tips as well. The Death Leshy is also a spa helper. Yeah, I mean, that's quite opposite ends of the spectrum, really, Minesh.
You never really know someone, I suppose.
True.
That's very true.
You have hidden depths, and that's not just the mud puddles.
No, that's the roots.
That's true.
Speaking of Bethilde, you can take the mud off at some point if you'd like.
I thought it was making me look younger. Is it not
No, it isn't.
working?
It's
Would you
making you
like
look-
some?
It's making you look like you've been buried.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, if you don't mind, I think I'll maybe take it off now, since it's obviously not a good look.
I mean, it's really good if it was dark and we were sneaking in here.
I mean, it's a beauty mask. So it's meant to come off. You're meant to feel better afterwards.
Okay, I'm gonna take it off, and do I feel any better?
Nope.
You feel relaxed.
Your skin feels slightly exfoliated. Bertie, you tried to heal Bethilde's wounds, didn't you?
Yes, I rolled a 20 on the medicine and then 8 on the healing.
Okay, you get 8 hit points back.
Oh, that's.
Does
I tell you
anybody
what,
else
that
want
mud mask
healing?
is really working.
Yeah, I thought you might feel a bit better.
Katarra could go for another treat wounds from somebody because she's wounded one.
That would fall to Bertie because Tuppence failed.
Oh,
Got a
wow.
mud mask.
I can probably help you.
I'm not sure how my skin
Another
would
temper.
react.
I'll
Protect
wait
you
to
from the
find
sun.
out.
I could do a medicine check.
No, you can't because you're not trained in medicine.
It's a 14 on the medicine roll.
Fail.
Sorry,
DC 15.
I've never treated a pirate before. You seem to be different to everyone else.
Sailor, and you have previously healed me, so this is not a surprise.
You
I'm
need to
here.
put the mud mask on your face, darling. That's
Minesh
what's gone
comes over
wrong.
and sort of grabs your arms and sort of pulls you down onto your knees and starts packing this mud onto your wounds and your face.
I rolled an 18, so +6.
So it's a 24, which means you get 2d8 healing.
Looks like you've spoken to the wrong end of a cow.
See, you look. Do your skin feel any tighter? You look like you're glowing.
That's 9 points of healing.
It turns out I only know how to heal people after the mud's already been applied.
Well, are we learning something about teamwork? First, we drag you through the mud, then we heal you.
Well, the chap doesn't seem to be here, and I hope he hasn't turned into one of these horrible things.
There's only one way to find out.
Look at it this way.
I can
You
have a shout for him if you think that
No.
useful. No?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
know what you could get? More paintings down this hallway.
No, this one's delightful. I'm not sure about the one. They're all a bit dark
Have
with
you,
towers
you've
and things.
taken the 3 nymphs?
Yes.
So First World Lovers.
Yeah.
Lovers of the First World, that was it.
That's the
Lovers
one.
of the First World by Nubly Nugo.
There you go, yeah.
Are you
Gonna put
trying to
the
encourage her
picture.
to check for traps? Because Tuppence is good for that.
True, Tuppence would be pretty good at checking for traps.
You want me to check for traps?
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
They want the experts to check for
Right,
They want the
okay.
trained to check for traps.
Are you
I've-
trained Tuppence?
In my perception to look for traps, I am an expert. Right, I'm walking down this hallway then. There are no traps in this hallway.
What the next one?
Well, it ends at a door that goes outside.
Okay.
And the door's locked.
So there's a door that goes outside, but then
So it's hallway runs to the east off the living area, this lounge, and then partway down, parallel to each other, is a door to the north into this what looks like a tiny room, and a door to the south.
Can I go and inspect the living wood table? It looks delightful.
It is very expensive. It looks extremely expensive.
Someone obviously has taste.
was it off the back of a cart?
No, you get the feeling that most of the furniture in this place is far more valuable than people in Eastgate normally have.
Are there any silver candle holders that look valuable?
You don't see any. There wasn't any candle holders in the dining room either. There was a chandelier on the ceiling.
Just to say, in the last session, both Minesh and Bethilde were like, we can't break in, we can't steal stuff.
We're
There's no character.
The moment you see something nice, however, okay, what can we take?
still just looking for clues, right?
Look, just because people are embracing their inner B&E experts doesn't mean that their character's inconsistent. It just means their base desires are coming to the surface.
No, but breaking and
Are you all
entering and theft are two different things.
I've heard if you burn the building down when you're done, it helps hide the evidence. Of
I
the
once had
burglary.
an adventuring group who did that. Yeah, it was amazing. They would used to block the doors up and set fire to everything.
Whilst I agree with you, Bertie, given that our arrival here was not exactly quiet, we would become the prime suspect.
She doesn't know we're in it, though.
No, but the nosy neighbour does.
No, the nosy neighbour didn't see us come back.
Yes, but the nosy neighbour knew we were in the vicinity, and it would be very coincidental if the building would burn down within a couple of
True.
hours of
Shall
us
we?
being here.
Do you want me to open one of these doors?
It's okay. She'll just assume that the debt collectors didn't get paid, and therefore
I don't think she
they burnt the
believed
house
you.
down.
I'm sure the Eastgate authorities.
She looked
would love
pretty
it.
intimidated to me.
No, she didn't. At all.
She looked quite angry to me.
I'm very new to
I'm
this.
opening the door to the north.
No, you're not.
I'm very new to this town. The last thing I want is a warrant
I cast
out for my
guidance on
arrest.
Tuppence.
Minesh moves up to guidance to help Tuppence.
Tuppence opens the north door. He's like, "Oh look, you can debate the moral quandaries of who's robbing who later on." Opening the door. Who else is going up to have a look through the door?
I'll have a look.
Bertie's going. So everybody moves up.
I'll be cautious and kind of
cautious,
stay
hang
stay
at the
further
back.
back. Yeah.
So the door opens, and a haphazard arrangement of old furniture and wooden crates choke the width of this very narrow room. It is 5 foot wide. A couple of upended wooden chairs are balanced atop an old bedside bureau. Crates of tools and building materials are wedged next to several broken candelabra, a coil of thickly braided rope, and a Hessian sack overflowing with old laundry. One crate near the back of the storeroom is toppled over, spilling straw on a variety of empty glass jars. Across the pitted flagstone.
Well, it's obviously not in here either.
Yeah, but it's still worth investigating because that's what Barnaby asked us to do.
So I'm going to sort of she's going to stroke the neck of Beauregard. Beauregard. I was like, don't stroke Katarra's neck. So she's going to go stroke Katarra's neck. No, stroke the slimy neck of Katarra and Beauregard and say, "Come on, boy, can you sniff him out? See if you can find him." So I'm going to do a perception check to see if Beauregard can tell where the guy is.
And snails smell.
That was a nat 20 for
was a nat
24.
He can now. He's a bloodhound, apparently.
Well, snails generally they can smell, but generally they feel the world through touch. However, Beauregard does turn, looks with both eyes towards the fallen echotomata, then looks towards the crate, and then kind of bobs his eye stalks independently of each other, almost as if he was trying to walk with his eye stalks, and then looks between the crate and the fallen automata and back. And you kind of get the impression he's saying she was in there at some point.
Because I think I just realised that Beauregard has a better perception than I do.
Can Katarra inspect the crate, see where it
Roll of perception.
What is this character, man?
I suppose you all see the snail do this. So
Do we have any
what
idea?
a good boy! That's it. Let's have a look. Let's poke the crates. Let's go have a look.
I'm sure you'd figure out what Beauregard is doing because you've been with him for however long. Would we figure out that this is what he means, or is it more kind of harder for
you're
us to
looking.
figure?
The snail is just looking between the crate and the dead body, and you're kind of like, I have no idea what that snail is doing. Bethilde hasn't quite filled you in, and you're just like, this is weird.
That was an 11.
11. You look through the upended crate, poking through the straw and the spilled vials. You find a spool of copper wire, which you reckon would be worth selling, and a vial of what looks like a oil of some description. Seems to be slightly mustard shade.
I think he's encouraging us to steal stuff, I reckon it will be worth selling this wire.
Is that what you meant, Beauregard? Is that what you want? And I assume
Beauregard just looks back at the dead body and then looks at the crate. And the interpretation is The woman was here.
Okay.
In particular on the crate, I was looking if there was like any writing to say. Like,
No, it just looks like an old crate. It looks like it's probably something that if he's moved in recently, this is something that was left over from moving in.
Minesh cast Detect Magic on the room.
The oil is not magical. It seems to be more alchemical, you reckon?
Would you like me to taste it?
No.
I'm not sure
Yes.
that's a good idea.
However, there is a faint residue in the air in here that you didn't cast Detect Magic at the market, so have no idea. But if you cast Detect Magic, Xander, you detect a faint aftertaste of the same magic.
I'd be pinging it every
So
step of the way.
You think that whatever was at the market was also here.
Xander, still getting cautious, kind of goes in, and he kind of. This is the same. He's kind of grabbing. He seems to be grabbing air, but he seems to be actually grabbing something. Though, like, this was at the market. This is the same energy, same. Yeah, this is all connected. There's something here. Gonna figure out what exactly is causing the kind of
You think
scent in the air, I guess.
It's the after effect. It's something like a lingering trace of something moved through here and left behind. In the same way that footsteps are left behind in grass or sand, this is an impression upon just the magical aura of the room, left by something that passed through here. And you kind of start to wonder, the knocked over crate, was it knocked over because she was hiding behind it? And did something come in after her?
I just lean over to Minesh and say, I think he might be the most insane out of all of us.
Minesh just nods in agreement.
Tuppence just
Xander's
looks
in the
at the other door.
background, grabbing.
Yeah.
Doing some kind of like interpretive dance in the corner.
Xander is simply seeing the world like Batman in Arkham Asylum, where you sort of you hold down the left bumper and suddenly you see all these scent molecules.
I remember when we were at the market, there was a trace of what kind of seemed like maybe like a elf, a dwarf, and something. Is that
There were footsteps.
Yeah, footsteps. That's it. Okay.
They were slender like a woman's or an elf's.
But they didn't
had
have
no
much
had no
tread.
boot tread, so
Yeah.
but they didn't look like they had toes either. They had the shape of a shoe or a boot, but they didn't leave an imprint that looked recognizably like some form of footwear.
Okay.
But you don't see any footsteps here. You kind of haven't looked at the rest of the house and seen whether there's any other place.
Hey,
where there
there's
might
a
be
hall
footsteps.
upstairs, right?
There's also a door to the south.
Yeah, there's this door here. Would you like me to break it open?
Oh, yes, Tuppence! Go for
Before we
it!
do that, do we want to try and figure out what this mustard shade?
Let me have a sniff.
Does anyone have any experience with alchemical ingredients?
I'm very good with alcohol ingredients, so maybe I should have a sniff at it and then we'll see if I can work out what it is.
You know what? That's the best we've
So,
got.
yeah.
I'm not sure I know what alchemical is, but I can have a look.
What would that
Crafting.
be? Crafting.
Yeah,
That's 18.
18. You think it's an oil of skating.
Oh, I think this
Oh,
You
is.
apply
no.
it to your shoes and you can move faster.
Oh yes, this is a foot go fast power sort of oil thing. You put it on your feet and then you go fast.
Go past pout.
I was going to say powder, then I realised it's not powder; it's a liquid.
Yeah.
Now that you
So
look
now
at that,
I've lost all respect for this opinion immediately.
now
So
that
just
you
hold your feet out and then I'll show you.
No, I'm fine.
now that you look at this, you kind of it's oil of skating, and you look at the crate and you realise that the other vials were probably also oils of skating, and somebody was applying them to boxes to move them around.
That's clever.
Would it? Might be a left field question, but would it also like result in like a tread not being left by a footprint?
It would you would expect it to leave scuff marks instead, like you were skating.
I want to apply it to Beauregard's giant foot.
I was going to ask if you could do that because I just want to see what would
You-
happen.
You certainly could.
Beauregard,
Slime on slime.
hold still, Beauregard.
Does this seem like a waste?
And we
to
hit
use it
88
now?
miles per hour.
I
You're going to
agree
see
with
some
you,
serious.
Bertie. I think this seems like a waste.
Who wants to get on the snail and go for a drift?
Maybe not
kind
right
of
now.
It is both a waste and I
Or we
both
could
want to
wait.
do it.
Yeah.
We could wait until we've explored the house and then use it as our getaway snail.
I mean, I think
No.
Very
only
good
me and
idea.
Bertie will fit on Beauregard. So the rest of you guys, you can just
We can just tie some ropes
walk.
to Beauregard and we can like
hold on to him from behind.
Oh no, maybe
it's enough
maybe
for
we
one
should
day.
apply it to your. We should
Like Dune.
no.
So
So
it's kind of like what's it called? Tuppence, keeling.
Keyhauling.
Yes, keel hauling.
no, but
No,
like
that doesn't work the same.
It's similar enough.
No, you tie the rope around the ship and throw the person overboard, and then you drag them across the bottom of the ship, and either they're destroyed by the barnacles and become decapitated, or they drown.
It's the same kind of basic principle.
I really hope not.
A lot of murder in your life, isn't there?
No, I just know the rules of the shackles. And
No,
let's face it,
that's-
keel hauling is what you do to people when they really annoy you.
Yeah, that's-
that's after you put them in the sweat
That's
box.
how you keep everyone in line on the ship.
That sounds like pirates to me.
No
Sweat
sailing.
box.
that sounds like trauma, darling. I think you need to
It's
see somebody.
the rule of the sea.
Look, on the luck of the draw, no one got put in the sweat box, but it was on the ship. Mainly because everybody just really knew what they were doing, and they weren't press ganged into being on board, which is probably usually an issue for
The
pirates.
crew has to pull together, otherwise the ship sinks.
Is this why you two are on land now?
No, I'm just. She's my protege.
That's why she's on land.
No, she's just a really good protege and needed to find Barnaby Strucker. And the boss said, Tuppence, you're really good with that hatchet. Can you go with Katarra and help her find this halfling? And I was like, absolutely, Your Majesty.
Boss?
I would do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Queen.
Queen of...
Queen of
sea.
Hurricanes. The Hurricane Queen. Yeah.
Captain of the luck
Captain
of the
of the
draw.
Luck of the Draw. Yeah, very famous.
Not famous.
Roll a
Can I?
society check.
I was gonna say, can I do a roll
Roll a
society
society
check?
check.
Far
yeah,
too
that famous.
distracted. It was a 12.
12. You're like, what?
25.
25. You've heard of the Hurricane Queen. She recently, a few years ago, took over essentially. She's in charge of the free captains of the shackles. She rules over them. There used to be a Hurricane King until a bunch of wannabe free captains rose up through the ranks and deposed him, and there was a whole Chilaxian plot that was involved. She's known for sinking slave ships,
Okay.
usually after liberating the slaves on board. She has a real thing about it.
Would I recognise her as a pirate or a sailor?
She is definitely a pirate because the
All
shackles.
pirates are sailors. Just
She's,
saying.
she's definitely a sailor,
But not all
she
sailors
is
are pirates.
Notably, a pirate because she is the queen. She's the Hurricane Queen of the shackles, and the shackles is a den of pirates.
In which case, after your little debacle earlier, I'll look over to you. Sailor.
I sail on ships.
I bet.
Look,
Always
there's a
have
door
done.
here.
So, by the way, I feel like your idea was the genius idea. What we should do is
Open the door.
put the go fast stuff on your feet, and then you can hold on to the back of the Beauregard because he goes very fast, and then you can just like drag you along.
It's one vial. It's got
So-
enough in it for one pair of shoes.
So next, okay, well, yes, maybe I should just.
Perhaps we can leave
We
this
should
until
definitely-
once we've explored the rest of the
Very well.
Have we... sorry, I can't remember. Have we actually seen how fast Beauregard can go yet? Or?
Yeah, because
still-
I think he's zipped off.
He zipped off quite quickly. He raced off after you left the market and were following, going to Barnaby's shop. Beauregard just jetted off.
Okay, so I'm going to look over to Bertie like... Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. I bet Tuppence can carry a few of us, like, on their shoulders.
Oh,
Wait,
look, I may be a lizard, but I'm not that kind of lizard.
What kind of lizards do you normally ride?
I mean, there are large lizards in
Perhaps
Absalom
this
that
is
you can
a
ride as like aquatic
conversation
creatures.
for another time.
Should we open this door
Well, we should also check to see if we can hear anything first.
after you?
Should we knock?
I feel like it's too late to check for anything they can hear. I think
I
we've been out
open
here
the door.
talking for long enough.
You open the door.
Oh, well, I rolled a natty 17 plus,
You hear nothing inside it. There are no traps on the door, and the
Hear the
door
sound of the
was
door
definitely
opening.
not locked. You hear Bertie open the door. A beautiful mahogany desk stands at one end of a neatly kept study. At the other is a low coffee table surrounded by 3 leather armchairs. A blotter, ink pot, and quill are set out neatly on the desktop, along with a half-finished letter in an envelope. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves cover the majority of the walls, holding years of reading material. Sunlight filters through an east-facing window. The scent of old paper and aged leather lingers in the warm air.
that is some fine
Gorgeous.
craftsmanship. Yeah. There's a letter, but God, look at that desk.
Look at the book. This place is amazing. Is there any like books or anything that which draw my attention? That I can
Roll a
see?
perception check.
Can I check this half-written letter?
Yep, it seems to be a half-written letter of claim to a insurance firm called Bicht and Dove. Loss of a shipment.
Sorry, what's the company called? Bickham.
Bicht and Dove. BICT and Dove.
Is the shipment by any chance the one that attacked us on the docks?
It seems to be for a large clockwork brewer.
Oh, God, they killed him because it tried to kill us.
Is it dated?
No, the letter's not finished.
I mean, today.
However, there is a desk with drawers in it. Roll a thievery check.
I'm way too overwhelmed by the sheer amount of books to see out an individual one. I'm just kind of keep darting my eyes around.
You spend 10 minutes looking around, and you do a couple of them jump out of you. You're overwhelmed by it, but eventually you do pick out one or two books that just sort of kind of famous ones. The God Delusion of Sarkoris by Rick Dworkins. The Adventures of Huckleberry Halfling by Dwayne Marks. And Skillarmalink's Guide to Accents and Idiosyncrasies of Avestan by Charlotte Ann Tealeaf.
I can't believe he's got this. Is amazing. Can we have a quick jot through? Are there any in particular which I find?
What, in Skillarmalink's Guide to Accents and Idiosyncrasies?
Yes.
I mean, it basically details the accents and idiosyncrasies of various different countries. You do notice there's one from Irison, where the domain of the Winter Witches, which is basically freeze, bitch.
Is there a section on there about pirate accents?
There is one about the Shackles, and it says that the Shackles have no common dialects because they're basically from all over the place.
It says here quite crystal clearly. It sounds like Katarra. That's weird.
Oh yeah,
it's weird. Who would have guessed?
Must be true.
For those who really care,
sounds like me, darling.
For those who really care about their history, Skillarmalink is a Victorian slang for underhand and deceitful behaviour.
Oh,
yeah.
And whilst everyone's looking at the books, can Minesh discreetly take an ink pot, paper, quill, wax, and just a seal, and anything that looks like a writing set?
You can certainly take the ink pot, which has a stopper in it, fortunately, and the quill, but there isn't any wax seals or anything.
Okay. Is there any ghost ink or anything in the drawers?
You haven't opened the drawers
I
yet.
rolled a 14 on my thievery.
14. You rattle the drawers, and they don't open. You can try again if you would like.
One of the drawers?
Yes, if you want to roll a thievery. Are you trained in thievery?
Don't think so.
Then no.
Don't worry, I'll be happy to help. No way.
Well, just to open it.
Yeah, I can.
I rolled a natural 19 plus 7. So
You open the first drawer. Inside the first drawer are a dozen pages of good quality writing paper, which is probably worth about 10 silver pieces.
Does anyone want any writing paper?
Yes, please. Is there any sealing wax?
No, it just contains paper.
What are you writing to?
All you need is just like a candle wax.
She wants to seal specifically.
Bertie, are you attempting to unlock one of these drawers?
Yeah.
Go for it.
No. 8.
8. No, you try and do it. You just all fingers and thumbs with that pick, and you're like,
I think I need to borrow a hatchet from Tuppence.
Can I spit on the drawer?
Are you going to melt a hole in the drawer? All right.
Oh, right.
You got
okay.
It's like lubrication.
No, I have caustic nectar.
The drawer fails its reflex save.
Be careful not to burn anything
That's 1 d4
inside
acid damage.
Yep.
of the drawer.
The front of the drawer starts to
disgusting.
melt. There's a sudden acrid scent of just burning wood as you melt the front of the drawer.
Rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. You melt a small kind of crater into the front of the drawer. It doesn't seem to have opened it.
Do it again.
Do you want to try and open the drawer before she does that again?
Yes, because we don't want to damage any of the contents of the drawer.
I mean, it would be amazing. If there was sealing wax in there and she hit it with acid, how bad would she feel?
That is 19.
19. You open the second drawer.
What's in it?
The second drawer contains 3 bottles of blue ink, 2 bottles of black ink, 6 quills, and a lump of stone.
Stone.
Yep.
Does it look like a stone I've seen before?
It looks.
Take magic on anything?
It has a very faint magical signature.
He's gonna snatch it.
Ask nicely.
You
Look at it.
think, looking at it, it's a It's a dull lump of greyish-looking stone, slightly translucent, but not very much. It does have a magical aura to it, but it's almost like most of the magic has faded. Okay. You kind of get the feeling it's probably an Aeon stone, a consumed one. Looking at it, it's got a flat one. One side of it is flat, and the other side is it's got a kind of a concave sort of angle to it. You suspect it was probably used as a paperweight.
Okay.
There's some bottles of ink.
Okay, so
I'm gonna take the bottles of ink,
I'll chuck you
please.
the old Aeon stone. That basically a dead battery. Don't worry about it.
You can basically it will rotate around your head.
Oh, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could there's certain things you could cast on it that you would like a light spell or something, but it doesn't matter because the remaster rules the light actually follows along. So
Well, I can't cast anything anyway, so.
you cast faint.
Oh. Look at my shiny rock! I got a shiny rock!
Cast fate, you throw the rock at him.
Yeah.
Wait, I know what this is. It's a stone. It's an otter's favourite stone. Bethilde, are you raiding the liquor cabinet?
I believe that she is. I think she's making a cocktail.
Oh, wow. She's really got into this now, hasn't she?
For our viewers at home, Bethilde has just spilled a makeshift cocktail all over her own book.
Bloody hell! That was a fine whiskey as well.
All over her notebook.
It's fine. Right, well, while the alcoholic continues, let's open this third drawer.
Oh, okay.
So Minesh, you really got to like hoi chut and spit on that thing next time.
Oh, God, no.
I was trying
You're
to be
better
delicate.
than this. I thought you were better than this.
Can I have the blue ink, please?
You can have whatever ink you want, darling.
Roll to see if the blue ink is what I think it is.
Roll.
Did you just call her darling?
Call everyone darling.
I mean, she doesn't call me darling, she calls me tuppence.
That's because if I called you darling on a ship, it would get a bit, you know.
I'd have to throw you overboard
Well, not.
for insubordination.
Yes. You have
I
to.
am the cannoneer. I'm the master of the cannon deck. On my deck, I say what
Yes,
goes.
you have to respect the hierarchy.
Yes.
Can I open the third? Can I open the third thing whilst
Try
everyone's
and open
talking?
it, and it's literally locked.
Well,
so
I
it
rolled
needs.
it.
I've got a theory.
24. You open it.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm training thievery.
You're training
so-
thievery.
Oh,
Okay,
well.
so as you both you open it between
Step
them,
aside.
No.
and
It's mine.
the third one contains so an Arcana check for the ink before we do that.
Oh, I'm not. Can I roll nature?
Roll nature.
It's ink. It is made from.
Wood ink.
19.
19. It is definitely mundane, boring ink.
Blue ink.
Blue ink.
Damn
You got black ink and blue ink. You reckon that he just liked different colours?
But blue ink has innate magical properties that.
We can get some inks that look like blue or black, but then they dry red.
Never you mind, wizard.
I mean,
I guess, but
you
this
know
is one
about
of them.
magical inks. You know there are various
Yeah.
different forms of magical ink. It
So
doesn't
I mean-
mean you're going to find it in a charlatan's house in the middle of Absalom.
Yeah, that's
He
my
has
point.
He
Those
has other magical
clearly.
things though, so
Yeah, those-
it is
Yeah,
entirely
but
possible.
I've already been pinging detect magic. Like, there's clearly nothing special about this ink.
Anyway, what's in the third drawer?
The third drawer contains a thick leather folder full of newspaper cuttings from the Senite Star, Eyes on Absalom, the Absalom Gazette, Anon and Afar, Mother's Message, Ear to the Inner Sea, and the Cortos Quorum.
Are these like the tabloids of
These
Absalom?
are the tabloids and broadsheets of Absalom.
Are they newspaper cuttings that have got a theme? They're about a particular thing. Or
Page
are they
3.
just
Some of them
Hot
contain.
gnomes and where to find them.
Yeah, some of them are
I'll be
the
taking that.
classified. There's a Lonely Hearts column. There's a classified
Good
ads.
sense of humour.
Yeah, no, they contain most of the recent ones, which are on the top of the pile, are to do with the thefts of automata in the docks. The older cuttings seem to relate to a number of different criminal activities across Avistan, including a bungled robbery in Numeria on the 12th of Farast, 4714. And if you remember, Barnaby told you that Drent Thatcheval had to leave Starfall, which is the capital of Numeria.
If we read, is this kind of reading like essentially his escapades?
It seems like it could be.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a shrine to himself, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Amazing.
Look how good
it's
I am.
amazing how criminals always leave the exact evidence you're looking for so easily found. I think that's exactly what we're looking for.
Is there anything that looks out of place?
Roll a perception check.
Like a pirate wearing a bandana.
Yeah.
Because they always do expect to get caught.
Bandanas are practical and they look good.
Especially on pirates.
So
Keeps your hair out your face. I don't really understand the problem,
It
to
also
be
keeps
honest.
the salt out of your hair when you're on the sea.
I don't have any hair. I'm a lizard.
Well, yes, but I do, so...
Right.
That was an 11 plus...
17. You notice that you think the drawer itself is a lot deeper. The front of the drawer is a lot deeper than the actual inside of the drawer looks.
Yeah, but what I was specifically asking for was if there was anything within the cuttings that looked like a random bit of paper.
No, you don't notice anything about a random bits of paper in the cuttings, but you do notice that the drawer itself is not as deep as it should be given the outside dimensions
so
of it.
false bottom.
Yeah, you kind of tap it and you can feel a hollow bottom, so you need a thievery check.
19.
You kind of run your fingers along the edge of this panel in the bottom of the drawer and press down at one corner and it clicks open and you lift the panel out and inside you find a bunch of invoices, some letters, and that's it.
And what do the invoices and letters say?
What was Bethilde going to do before we did that?
well, I was obviously looking to raid a liquor cabinet if I could find one, which I'm assuming I've
You have found the
Found
liquor
one.
cabinet,
I think
yeah.
given that you spilt it everywhere.
There's currently whiskey drying on the flagstones of this study.
Is there enough left for me to
Towards
like?
Bethilde's hair, it's just like shot straight out at it.
Like, yeah, is there enough whiskey or whatever it is,
There's
like
enough
fire
whiskey,
whiskey to have? Okay, I'm just gonna like start drinking that in the corner because it's good, and we're out on a jolly, so.
This isn't exactly a jolly.
No. Does that do this? It's where she's the most helpful.
I mean, she's quiet. That's the
Bertie,
main
you
thing.
look like you could go for a drink.
Oh, perhaps not now.
Little tipple.
Another time. It looks a bit hard for me.
That's what she said. Oh,
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
oh, I think I've already had too much. I'm
I thi-
sorry.
I think we might speed up if we, go split up and start
Right.
searching the house.
What did you find,
Okay,
boss?
I'll take the upstairs.
Go
I
for
don't
it.
want to go upstairs
Well,
now.
before we do, let's just check what these letters and invoices say.
So the invoices are from 5 automata workshops in Alchemstar. Feymara's Industries, Havel and Daughters, Clockwork Creations, Iron and Gears, and Tinkerer's Servitors. The letters are addressed to different insurance companies within Absalom. Franklin's Underwriters, Hubblestocks, Garth's Assurance, and Frida's Cartwheels.
So this is basically an insurance scam.
The letters are all signed with different names. Fred Lado, Thomas Plekovich, Danny Ironfoot, and Jan Han Solo.
Yeah, so it's basically insurance fraud.
It looks like it. However, those automata did go missing somewhere. The dates of the invoices are 10 Calistril, 18 Farast, 25th Gosran, 7th Desnus, 13th Sarnith, or Serenith, and the most recent one for the large clockwork brewer, it gives an expected delivery date of Wheel Day 23 Erastus 4725. Wednesday, the 23rd of July, 2025. Today's date, yes.
Today's 2024.
No, I know, but we're set in 4725,
Okay.
and that would be the equivalent date. But it is, yes, it's today's date.
Unless you're listening to this in the future.
Well, in terms of in-game, it is definitely today's date. It says that on my notes in front of me.
So I'm just gonna. When I said I was going upstairs, I would have slimed off.
You're sliming off to go upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, you're wending your way back through the house. At which point you find your way back to the hallway, and there is a door to the west.
Have I been through that door?
Not yet, no.
Does the door look like it goes upstairs?
It looks like it opens into
I'm
something.
gonna open the door.
You open the door, and beyond you see. It looks like a hurricane used this kitchen to cook breakfast. Cabinet doors hang from broken hinges, pots and pans, cooking utensils, glassware and food is scattered in every direction. The remains of what might have been a coffee pot lie on the floor in a congealing brown puddle. Snaking north to south across the tiled floor of this room is a dark and bloody smear.
I think I might have found our friend. Not the stairs, but there's definitely something going on in here.
The only friend she's found is Jack Daniels. I think we'll leave it to it.
Oh, yes, I have a good friend called Jack Daniels.
This smear runs from a door in the north to a door in the south, across this kitchen.
Okay, I'm going to follow the smear.
To the north or south?
Oh, I haven't been either way, have I? Okay. Can I look at it hard to try and work out which way I think the smear went?
Roll a
if you know what I
perception
mean?
check. What are the rest of you doing as Bethilde runs off and shouts somewhere from the other side of the house, I think I found our friend?
I follow Bethilde.
Yes, we best.
Yeah, Minesh does as well.
We're all in this together, whether we like it or not.
This room got boring quickly.
Seen this lovely table. I thought you would have adored this thing.
But I had to come to terms with the fact that I'm not going to be able to take it away with me, so...
I think its value depreciated when it got spat on.
And there were no candle holders or candles or silver.
They might be in the kitchen.
There's chandelier on the ceiling. I don't think it needs candles.
Fair point, but I'm not stealing a chandelier.
We could.
I rolled a 10.
Could we?
I rolled a 10 to work out which way it went.
You think it goes across the room. You have no idea which direction it started in.
I'm going to just go south.
South. You open the south door and it opens into a stairwell. The smear definitely goes up the stairs.
I'm on the hunt, and I'm going to go up the stairs.
Yeah, we should definitely go.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You
changes
all
you
of you
make.
trail after Bethilde. There is this door to you enter the kitchen and see this kind of destruction laid everywhere. Are you doing anything while you're in the kitchen?
Is there
Detect magic.
silver?
Roll a perception check.
Detect magic.
There is no magic in the room.
So
You do, however, feel a ping of magic beyond the north door.
here's my curiosity. Okay, I'm going to kind of cautiously go and very slowly creak open the handle. And
You would creak open the handle, except there is no handle. Almost as if somebody wrenched it off. It's lying on the floor beside the door. You press the door and it just creaks open. This, and then inside you see a well-stocked pantry. Its shelves full of various dried foodstuffs, jars of preserves and basket of root vegetables. Onions, dried herbs, and small ham hock dangle from various sized hooks in the ceiling. But any sense of normality is erased by a bloody crater in the flagstone floor, the smear where something or someone was dragged from the room.
Xander sees us, lets out like a
Girly
yelp.
scream.
Yeah, like a yelp, and then immediately like covers his mouth and nose with his coat, and goes to investigate further to see what could have caused this.
The magical ping that you're getting seems to be on a shelf of preserves at the back of the room.
I will kind of scoot my way around the crater where the body is to get to the magical ping.
Oh, there's no body. There's just a crater in the floor.
just a crater.
Yeah.
Good point. I'll scoot my way around the crater to get to the magical ping.
Roll a perception check.
I rolled an 8 for silver.
There is no silver in the kitchen.
I can't find any silver in the kitchen.
Perhaps they didn't have any silver.
22.
Well,
22.
this is Eastgate.
Can I have a look if there's any silver?
Roll a perception check. You find 2 minor healing potions amongst the jars of jam and marmalade.
In this, after I get the minor healing down, if I look into the crater again cautiously, is there anything in it? Or
There looks like a lot of blood, some dark hair, and what might be flecks of skin, as if something was smashed so hard against the floor that parts of it were left behind, as it was then dragged bleeding through the ground floor.
do the specks of hair match those of the echotomata that we found?
No,
No.
the echotomata had ashen hair.
Which I will, again, scooting around the crater, kind of guarding my senses against whatever the smell I can imagine. I'll then go back into the kitchen and let everyone know. Will I get the sense that whatever's done this would still be here? Is that the blood fresh?
It's fairly dry.
Right, okay.
It's dark and dried. It's been here a while.
Okay.
Are there like any footprints in the blood?
No. It's almost as if, like, when this bloody trail was made, the thing was bleeding, and whatever was dragging it was in front of it.
He's got a very serious expression on his face. He puts his finger to his lips and then points upstairs to follow the blood trail.
Bertie, what did you roll for perception?
22.
22. You don't find any silver, but you do notice there's something sitting in one of the lower cabinets. The door is slightly ajar, and there's a little gemstone that catches the light. There's something immediate. You just hear this kind of as something backs away from the front of the cupboard.
I do not take my eyes off the cupboard, and I back up and say, I think there's something moving in here. I keep backing up and try to put someone big between me and it.
Minesh goes over. What are you going to do? You're going to open the door.
Bertie seemed quite scared, so cautiously open the door, but at arm's reach, and I'm going to ready a spit.
You open the door.
Gross.
And as you open the door, ready to spit, you see a football-sized brass sphere with 4 spidery legs that is just kind of backing into the back of the cupboard. Little antenna is on the top of it. Its gem is blinking, and this one sort of clockwork eye is focusing on you.
I spit on it.
Roll for initiative.
It's 16 for Xander.
16 for Bertie.
Bertie has got 16. 16 for Xander.
Minesh rolled a 2
Minesh
for an
rolled
8.
a 2.
I won't roll because I'm not there.
Bethilde is not taking. Tuppence has got a 10.
How does it work if you draw an 18?
You can choose who goes first.
You can go first.
I thought so.
You can change it each round.
Oh, really?
Yeah. These things are going to...
The power.
22.
22. Katarra, you're top of the round. You see Minesh opens the door, and there's this little ball of metal with a gem in it that's looking at you, and it kind of... Its eye moves. It's like... And it focuses on you all.
Does it look like it's like going to attack, or...?
Hasn't done anything yet. It looks like Minesh is about to spit on it, though.
I'm going to delay.
You delay. Okay, you delay. Xander, what are you doing?
Can I recall knowledge to see if this is another echotomata at all?
Go for it.
Okay.
So either crafting or arcana.
I'll go for crafting. That is 19.
19. You think this is a creature or an automata called a clockwork spy. Now, essentially, it can record audio onto the gemstone embedded in its chest and then play it back for someone. They're not hugely intelligent. They follow simple orders, stand there, record things.
Okay, so logically it's better to destroy this thing so it can't then go back to where it's going and know that we were here.
Somebody left it here to spy on something.
Well,
Or we could
definitely.
see if it would play back the murder.
Would we see if it would play back the murder?
Too much violence in destroying it will destroy the gem. You have to be careful.
Right, okay.
It's a delicate procedure to remove the gem. They are effectively have a fail-safe to prevent you finding out what's on them.
Well, then let this information be known to everyone. Do not destroy the gem. Leave that be. And I'll cast telekinetic projectile specifically at its legs.
Go for it.
So then it can't get away. Natural 20.
Critical hit.
Yes. Okay, so that is...
Because that would be something like a 27, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 27.
Yeah, that's a critical hit.
Okay, so that is 2d6 doubles. 8 doubles, 16 points of
16.
damage.
This spoon flies across the room, smashes into the legs. The creature just flops to one side, and it's just its legs spasm slightly as the light in the gem just dies.
Okay.
There was no silver.
It was a
Brass.
spoon.
Just a spoon.
It's a wooden spoon.
Oh, a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
Can I run over it and try to quickly retrieve the gem?
You have no actions left.
Oh, crap.
It is Bertie's turn.
I go over and retrieve the gem if I can.
You go over.
Well, I like Bertie.
Roll a thievery check
Ooh,
as you try to disable this device.
9.
9. You see the gem spark, and this is... And then the gem glows brightly and then fades.
No, bitch, what did you do?
What did I do? You're the spoon boy.
I took out its legs. All you need to do is get the gem.
I mean, this is great. Brilliant.
This is
So
why.
now try
Incredible.
to
This is why
retrieve
we
the
don't
gem,
jump
or
to
is it
violence.
completely
It's
still an initiative?
The gem is still... Yeah, you're still in initiative. The gem...
I delayed so I can choose to.
Yes, because it would take 2 actions to disable the device. So you move up to it, there's 2 actions. So, Katarra, you want to come back in at this point in the initiative.
Yeah, and try to retrieve the gem.
Go for it.
Check.
Yep.
17 plus 7.
You
24.
you kind of wedge a pick in between the outside of this automata and the gem. You prise it, and then you just cut with a pair of pliers in your kit the wires that connect it to the inside of the workings of the automata, and you pull it out. It's a nice gem. It looks like sort of a low value ruby, probably be worth a gold piece.
Is the creature disabled now?
It's just laying there.
So
That's your 3 actions, because it was move up and 2 actions to disable the device.
Right. Okay.
It's now the creature's go. The automata goes and then explodes. And I need you all to roll. So Bertie, Xander, and Katarra, and Minesh, you're all there. You're all going to roll a reflex save.
Reflex.
Keep rolling 2s.
18.
18. 3 points of 3 points of piercing damage.
11.
3 points of piercing damage. 6 points of piercing damage. That's a fail.
8.
15.
15, 6 points of piercing damage. 8 is 6 points of piercing damage.
So 6 for Katarra as well. Isn't it?
Yes. Tuppence is like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
How did you make that so hard?
Then another cupboard door slams open and 2 more start scuttling towards the kitchen.
Excuse me, I retrieved that.
We're busy.
gem.
We're busy now. Be quiet.
2 more of them scuttle. They use 2 actions to get up to the kitchen window. One of them smashes the kitchen window with its foot, and one of them crawls straight out the kitchen window. And the one that's left stands there and plugs the hole.
Is he a bouncy?
It's just... That's their go. Next is Tuppence. Tuppence runs over and smashes the last thing. That's going to be a critical hit. He's absolutely going to annihilate this thing with 18 points of damage.
How Dexy's is busy?
Can somebody disable this thing before it explodes?
Oh, are we still in initiative?
Yes. Minesh, it's your go.
Can I... Is there a door that goes outside? I'm going to chase after
At the
one
other
that-
side of the house. You could smash the window and go through it.
Could you not jump through the window that's
No,
already been
it's
smashed?
It's the size of a football. So it smashed like
Fix
one
Minesh.
pane.
Can I use my staff to make it the opening bigger?
Yeah,
and
roll an
then
attack, smash the window.
21.
That hits.
And then can I go through?
Roll some damage. See how much of the window breaks.
That is 5 points damage.
5 points damage. You smash part of the pane. You could get your head and shoulders through.
I can
But-
get my head and shoulders through.
I'd argue that's
She's like,
that's
Yeah.
like the widest part of your body,
yeah.
really.
You do reckon, though, that there's a chance that there's some serrated glass on this.
You'll wood. You'll be fine.
I still take damage. Wait, can I at least see out and have?
Yeah,
like,
you
a
see
head
it.
and
It's 10
arms,
feet
right?
down the...
Okay, so
Spit
throw
at it!
the-
Spit
I
at
think
it!
that's
only 5 feet.
cast.
Well, you've got 1 action left because you run over, smash the window, and now you're going to crawl through it. So that's 3 actions. So you can see it.
Through it, then she can cast.
Well, she
the
stuck her
spell.
head through it, which, she's had to
I
get...
would-
See,
that's
to be
not
fair-
part of a
the
movement
window
of
is
leaning.
on... Right,
It's like
there's a
leaning
unit
through.
in front of the window. She has to climb onto the unit to get out the window.
See, I was kind of hoping it was more like a Winnie the Pooh thing, but she just
Okay,
kind of
and
plugged the
I
hole
am
with herself.
small, so can I throw a dagger at it?
You could just throw a dagger out the window, yeah. It has cover, so it'll have a higher AC, but you can certainly try.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
22.
Hits.
Ooh,
Hey!
aim for his legs.
One of its legs goes flying, but it's still got 3, so it's scuttling along the floor still.
But
Like, is it
slower.
slightly
At half
slower?
speed.
No, it's not at half speed. It's got 3 legs. Have you ever seen a dog with 3 legs? It runs just as fast.
No, they don't.
No, they
definitely go
don't.
slowly like hot.
after practicing. a
After
bit.
practice. This
Yeah.
thing's an automata. It immediately adjusts.
Who goes it now?
It's now Xander's go.
Okay. Is there another window that isn't currently being plugged up by Minesh?
There are 2 windows in the kitchen. It's gone out the window that's furthest to the north, but there is another western window that's further to the south of the room. You could smash that one.
Basically, do you have any damaging spells at all?
Yeah.
Okay, I will telekinetic projectile a window for then Bertie next time to then to jump through and attack this thing.
Roll an
That's
attack.
a lot of pressure on me.
I believe in Bertie.
I mean,
What can I say?
I didn't plug the hole.
It's funny to imagine it's like you've just done all that and then you just like jumped on.
Yeah, all I can imagine now is the Winnie Pooh's just like your like butt and like little legs just like wiggling in the air, just like.
Bertie starts praying to Pharasma that he doesn't fuck this up.
Bertie starts praying to Pharasma, and
Is he already running to the window?
Please God, no.
He's committed to it.
his prayer begins. Oh bother!
That is. Keep in mind, this is only a window. That is an 11.
11 hits the window.
Oh, thank God. Thank Pharasma. Thank you for your prayers, Bertie. Okay.
I thank Bismara personally.
That is 7 points of.
7 points of damage. You knock out 2 of the panes.
Is that enough for Bertie to
Bertie
get
could
through?
run over, climb up onto the thing, and climb up onto the surface, and you could potentially have an attack.
Is running and climbing 2 actions?
Could he not?
You've
kind
got
of
1 action
die?
left. You could aid him.
Okay, yeah.
Giving him a leg up.
Okay, yeah.
You
So
could do
I've
no, you can't.
I've a telekinetic projectile. I'm now next to the window, hand there, hand down, to then lift him up through the window.
You would have been adjacent to this because you were adjacent to the cupboard.
Yeah.
So yes, you can aid him. Roll a. What are we going to do? Acrobatics or athletics? One of the two.
Just like flips you out the window
Bertie,
completely.
you're rolling an acrobatics check.
Really
as you
want
run
this
across
to
the
go
floor,
well.
and you're going to hope that Xander is able to propel you up onto the surface.
I'm really worried that if I do too well, he's just going to smash the top of the window.
This could be so cool.
Oh, that's decent. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 gives you a +1 to your roll.
Does it matter?
I don't have any hero points.
I think you do have a hero point.
I used it last
Oh,
session.
you used it. Oh dear.
You ever heard of lying? Comes in handy sometimes.
I get a free hero point for being honest.
No, you don't.
9 acrobatics.
9. Well, you'll be glad to know the DC isn't that high because you're just flipping somebody up onto a surface. So we're using the basic climb DC, which I think is 5. So you spring up onto the surface. You spring up onto the surface, and you now have a sight of this automata scuttling down the alley.
Divine Lance.
Go for it.
I couldn't roll bad twice in a row, could I? 11.
11 misses. It splashes on the ground and blasts a hole in the...
Bertie!
I tried.
That's Bertie's actions. Katarra, it's your go.
I heal things.
Can I just check if something says
It's not very helpful right now, is it?
Stowed, is that
Stowed is in your backpack.
out?
Bad effort.
In that case, can I
Too much
move
pressure.
up to
I let go of the spell too early.
one of the smashed panes?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you move up to one of the smash panes. You interact to pull a dagger off your bandolier and throw it. Go for it.
Oh, natty 19 plus 7?
Critical hit.
Yes. See, Bertie, that's how it's done. No help, no nothing, just immediate effect.
Yeah.
That is 3 points of
Look at you.
piercing damage.
Outside on your own. No divine lance.
It's still standing. It's still there. It's scuttling a little bit, but it's lost 2 legs now, so it's kind of dragging itself. It's now its go. At which point, the one at the other end of the room goes and explodes. So Tuppence has to roll a reflex save.
Forgot about that one.
Tuppence fails. His reflex better be high enough not to critically fail, otherwise he's going to be in trouble. His reflex, no, he critically failed, so he takes 16 points of blood, 16 points of piercing damage.
Is he down?
Wait, no,
No.
he rolled a. Oh wait, no, that's not a 2. That's a 12. I only saw a 2. That's not that bad. No, he succeeds, so he takes 4 points of damage. That's different. It's important to read your numbers. So Tuppence is like, ow! And then this creature drags itself down the garden path and disappears into the... leaving a trail of oil.
Oh, well, there's a trail of oil.
You're leaving a trail of oil. You've done some damage to
Okay.
it.
Bertie, chase that thing down!
Run after it.
It's now Tuppence's go. Tuppence is like, you want me to kill it?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Watch this. Tuppence clambers up onto the surface with it and immediately throws himself through the window. He does such a good job. He rolls a natural 1 and bounces off of it the first go. So he's going to go again. He's like,
What's this?
don't worry. He puts up a shield this time and he's like, don't worry, I've got this. And he just smashes through the window with his natural 20, lands on the floor, rolls, and then throws his hatchet just as the thing is about to go out the garden gate.
Duality of tuppence.
And he's going to take a multiple attack penalty on this, which is going to be pretty high. However, he hits. So he's going to take 5 points of damage, and the thing just falls over and immediately goes inert. Tuppence is like, I think it's going to explode.
Is there a gem in that one as well? Or...
All three of them had gems.
Get the gem! Get the gem!
I would, but I've run out of actions. Minesh, it's your go.
Can I continue?
You fall out the window,
Yeah.
at which point you take 2 points of piercing damage, roll onto the floor, and immediately run towards the thing. Are you trained in thievery? No. So, this is the good news and the bad news. The good news is you're by the creature. The bad news is you can't remove this gem. You have no way of doing it. You have no idea about these things. You're like, you could smash it to bits, but you don't think the gem would survive the impact.
Pick up the creature and bring it back.
To be fair, I've got a +5 in athletics, so can I pick up the creature?
Yeah, you could pick it up. It's inert, so it's not going to struggle.
Can I pick it up and throw it back towards the
So you grab the creature.
Minesh, no!
You grab the creature and turn around, and that's your 3 actions, because it was 1 to pull yourself out the window, 1 to run over to it, 1 to pick it up. Which brings back to Xander. Minesh has now disappeared slightly out of your view.
You said to get the gem out, you need thievery, yes?
Yep.
Okay. Hop out the window, run over, pick this thing to get the gem.
You kind of hop out the window, which Tuppence is shattered at this point, and then you run over, and it gives you a chance to do the thievery.
Yep. That is a 15.
15. You pluck the gem out just as the thing begins to whine, and Minesh throws it into the bushes, at which point it goes, psh, and a load of bushes just get flattened.
Rather than the bushes not
just fist
burn,
bumped.
but there we go.
It's less burning, and it's more like flying bits of shrapnel have kind of given them a trim.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
It's kind of a few bits of greenery floating in the air now.
Are we out of initiative?
You're out of initiative.
Looks eerily like a cube.
Hey.
I'll sort of go up to him and go, Xander, Minesh, could one of you retrieve my dagger, please?
Tuppence picks up
I
his
have
hatchet.
no idea what that
I'll
thing's
get it
got.
because I've got to get my dagger as well.
You gather all your bits. Are you heading back inside?
Yes.
Hop back to the window, and once we're out in the safety of the indoors, can I inspect the gem to see if I can attain any information from it?
I'll also give Xander the other gem.
You give the one gem is definitely got a glow to it. The other one hasn't. One of the first one you didn't get out in time. You actually erased it. The second one does seem to still contain information. You think the only way to replay it is by using a Clockwork Spy.
Are there enough pieces of the Clockwork Spy around to make another
If you
Clockwork
had an
Spy?
engineer who had an expertise in building automata, yes.
Not of an engineer.
Look, this is a highly specialised piece of equipment.
You're a highly specialised expert.
It will take
In
days.
cannons.
It will take days.
I mean, maybe Barnaby knows someone.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I
He
know.
does know people.
I'm very good.
So
I
does
have
Bethilde.
very good ideas.
Did we get all 3 gems?
You got 2.
We only got
One
2.
of them exploded.
But one of the gems was like erased.
Oh, okay. So 1 out of...
So we've only got 1 out. of
You reckon
3.
it'll sell for a gold piece, though? Bethilde, you've been slithering up the stairs at this point, following the blood trail. Are you just following the blood trail?
So I'm following the blood trail, and obviously, I will have been going quite fast. Maybe not 40 foot fast, but like faster than general walking speed. So I'm probably, during all of this, probably a fair bit away from them.
You are up
And I
on
would-
the top. You're on. You get to the top of the stairs, and there's a long hallway that stretches across the top floor of the house. There are 2 doors on the north side of this hallway, and 2 doors on the southern side of the hallway.
Where does the blood trail
The
lead?
blood trail leads to the furthest door from you on the north side of the hallway.
I'm going to keep, because I think I'm onto something now, and also the whiskey's making me feel like I know what I'm doing. I'm a sleuth.
You
So,
sleuth up to this door. Do you open it?
yep.
Okay. You sleuth up to this door. The villa's master bedroom is tastefully decorated with watercolour paintings of flowering lily ponds, autumnal forests, quiet city streets, and mountains disappearing into puffy white clouds. A 4-poster bed stands against the west wall, a bureau adjacent to either side of its headboard. In the northeast corner, a door likely leads into a small dressing room or walk-in wardrobe.
Where does the trail go?
The trail stops in the middle of the floor, and then there's just blood everywhere.
Like everywhere? Like,
ceiling, the floor, the walls. Something was torn apart in here.
Yeah, are there any bits of person?
No.
Any like eyeballs or anything knocking about, you know?
Roll a perception check.
Person just kind of like exploded.
12.
12. No, you don't see any eyeballs.
Does the room look like it's been ransacked, like there's been a fight?
No. It looks like a butcher's block.
Is there any evidence of anybody else other than whoever the victim of this is?
With that perception check, you don't see anything. There's just so much red all over the place.
I'm sort of going, oh my goodness, look at all this blood, Beauregard. This is terrible. I'm going to get Beauregard to have a little look about and see if Beauregard can work it out. 22.
22. Beauregard looks nervously at the door into the wardrobe or dressing room, whatever is beyond that door in the corner.
Oh yes, okay. Let's go check it out.
Beauregard shakes his snail head slightly.
So yeah, I'm like, come on, it's okay, boy. Whatever it is that was here is dead now. So let's go.
The snail.
At what point do I hear the bang from downstairs of the first explosion?
You hear a little at this point. As you're starting to move towards the wardrobe, you hear the first explosion downstairs and then the shattering of glass.
Oh, that doesn't sound very good. And I'll sort of shout downstairs in a booming voice, is everybody okay down there?
You say booming, do you mean like bullhorn booming?
Yeah.
No. I thought so. Incredible.
The whole neighbourhood hears you go, is everybody okay down there?
It's like 5 miles, isn't it?
No, it's like 500 feet.
We're gonna get caught.
All that effort to make sure no one knows we're here.
Yeah.
God,
Somewhere
Yeah, but I can hear like absolutely all sorts of crazy stuff downstairs.
Oh crap! The bag is back.
And so I assume that by the time your battle is finishing, you hear sort of like a booming, slightly slurred voice going, "Is everybody all right up there?"
Immediately look at everyone.
And I will. I'll open the door.
You open the door, and as you open the wardrobe door, a figure lurches towards you, held up by a pair of creaking metal legs. The body looks like it's been stretched on a rack, the torso torn open in places, whirring clockwork and bone visible in the cavities beneath. Half a male gnome's face stares at you blankly, his one eye watering, wires spilling from the left side of his head. His lower jaw replaced with a serrated metal trap coated in rust. Both of the gnome's arms end in metal orbs that crackle with electricity. As it lumbers forward, it begins screaming, an animalistic echo of the gnome's terrible, horrific pain as something tore him apart, piece by piece by piece, and remade him into this patchwork man of clockwork and scar. And that is where we end our episode.
All you can hear is the sound from upstairs of bloody hell.
Then we will hear the bullhorn screams of Bethilde.
Woo.
I was waiting for hello.
You can find us on your favourite social media platforms. You'll find links in the description below.
Thanks as always to Syrinscape for the amazing atmosphere and music. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com. You've just got to be using them at your gaming table because epic tales need epic music.
Thanks for listening. We've been Epic Tales and Critical Fails.